client to be completely dependent on them, manipulate the client, and that's very, very wrong. So you want to encourage people in their self-confidence that they can find their own spiritual tools to find their own voice and their own way out of this crisis. That's very, very important. Now, 6, open up the conversation by introducing spiritual teachings or positive hope for the future. I will give you, to finish as an example, I find that, I love the English soul, and I want to encourage to rekindle the beautiful virtues, feminine spiritual virtues, kindness, humility, voluntary work, which is a UK tradition, okay? By opposition to the current rush to superficial egotic self, with surges such as greed, fame, etc., which unfortunately can turn into destructive addictions. My beloved English husband was quite disappointed and angry at these changes as he loved his country. So I feel that it is my duty as his wife to keep reminding his wife's of observations to help to a return to these beautiful virtues originally building ethically the UK on solid and noble foundations. Since I chose to live in this country decades ago, before I even met my beloved husband, I kept doing all sorts of free spiritual and humanitarian work on top of my day jobs to pay for my own bills, as wherever I go, I pray and work for the good of the country I am in. So, it's not about trying to show off and be seen as an influencer or a celebrity or get any retribution in return. Personally, it's only late in life that I was invited on social media to make a good difference for free. When you grow older, sometimes it's easier, to help from a distance on the internet than to be on the field. I wish here to uphold this beautiful spiritual tradition I witnessed in the UK, in England, and also to remind you in the 3 main religions, some examples where people do good works for free, That's why, to me, it's very important, I want to stress that the spiritual humanitarian work is to be done for free, not for money, as I believe business and spirituality don't go together, since to me they are antinomic to each other. And it's not only to myself, because I'm going to give you a few examples in the 3 main religions. In Islam, some who tend to spiritual daily needs of people, such as seers, healers, never ask for any payment, although they accept donations, so that very poor people coming to them are treated the same as rich ones. In Judaism, we can see that Elijah had cursed his servant with the same leprosy of Naaman because he disobeyed by asking for a payment to heal him, whilst Elisha instructed him to do it totally for free. And in the Orthodox Jewish tradition, one needs to go to do some mitzvah, meaning good actions, conscious acts of empathy and kindness, without being seen or without getting anything in return. In Christianity, Christ said the same. Don't do good deeds to win money, fame, or adulation, but hide what you do with your right hand by your left hand. It is also well known Christ was very angry at the merchants of the temple, which means that the true essence of universal love is not to be sold, but graciously shared and received as a free gift for all. So this is why I wish to keep this group from what I see as ill-intended and false spirituality, and whose who sometimes are, driven by fame or money. There are, I know, some genuine professionals getting paid, reasonable rates for a good service. And I have some friends who are light workers who are like that. And, they are following a different spiritual school than me, okay? But and I respect that, and we need, they are honorable and pure and good counselors as well. But I personally, it's a bit of an experiment with me, with Zoom, Meetup. I might not carry on, I don't know, but if you want, you might be able to get some free teaching directly from my website or Zoom session out of Meetup. I don't know if I'm going to stay because I am not accepting other speakers to take over my group, as I wish to share some specific spiritual revelations I was given, and respect the way it was given to me, okay? So this is to share this type of spirituality, which is free, okay? And that's very important to me, and that's why I paid, to join Meetup, to create this group, to be able to share about this school, of tradition, which is actually, as I said earlier, what was practiced in the UK before. I mean, I know there are still some people who do it, and praise God they carry on. But unfortunately, new trends are taking over, which are completely different. And I wish to rekindle this gracious spirit, of kindness, random kindness, which is not, if you want, motivated by any personal want or greed or motivation, but pure universal loving. Okay, I wish very well to all other spiritual group on Meetup, and we need to coexist within mutual respect. Some are very, very good group, and even if they charge people, they're certainly very good leaders and teachers and qualified, etc. So I think that we need to basically accept the difference. Our difference makes our richness, and we can all learn from each other. Now, the seventh and last point. Once we have listened to, the confidences and all sorts of emotions, sometimes they are negative emotions, we need to cut cords and let go. I mean, cutting cords is because when we open up, we listen to heart and make a spiritual connection. It's very deep. And some see that as a cord has been created, which is, a relationship between two people, which is very deep spiritually, that is invisible to the eyes. And obviously, we want to cut this cord. We know we give it to the highest light. Whatever your religion, I mean, I ask Christ, to help me cut this cord, so that we are not victimized, by any negative problem coming from the other person we just heard, and also crippled, if there is a kind of energy vampire situation there. Also, it is good to send good vibes to that person, and sometimes, pray or send them heart energy or whatever your practice. But we also need to learn to let go, okay? Because if we don't let go, we end up carrying the burdens of other people, which is not good for them or for ourselves. And we don't want to fall in this trap. Many empaths do that, and after they feel completely depleted, or they think they caught, something bad from somebody else. So I recommend you to do this clearing. I mean, if you do this clearing at the beginning, before the session, and after, it's very good. Now, I'm going to stop here for today. Uh, just want to say, obviously, very often we all practice the free spiritual listening and counseling anywhere, because it happened to me in a train. Some people come to you and tell you all their problems, or at bus stops, people tend to come to me. If people feel you are genuine and you are universal loving, they tend to trust you and come and speak about their problems, even if they don't know you. So I think that will equip you to protect that person and yourself through universal love. So I wish you all the best in your good motivation to spread and share random act of kindness. Much love to you all.